Gutter, my brother, what's happening?
Hey, fantasy, it's session. We talking touchdowns, receptions, interceptions. They got a ban the kicker, we need that correction. Swap them out, we flexing. How many of y'all you collect? We trying to get that winning record. Fantasy, it's session.
What up, though?
And we back. We 13.
Woo!
What it is, hope it's what it should be. Welcome to another episode of Fantasy in Session, the podcast. Today is December the 2nd, the first week of December in the for fantasy football. We're getting toward that playoff picture, you know what I'm saying? Either if you don't know by now, you're probably not in the playoffs. So, you know what I'm saying? For all the teams that's out there still fighting, make sure y'all stay tuned in to the session. We got y'all boys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the podcast. All that good stuff. Go on YouTube, subscribe. Wherever you see us at, man, make sure you go show love, subscribe.
Facts.
What's up, bro? How y'all been, man? We took a little week off of Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
Took a little break, you know.
Took a couple wins. Thanksgiving week 12. Man, Carlos, man, every week, man, you was in like some kind of a playoff situation or something.
I know, bro. That's just crazy, bro. And honestly, bro, I thought you had me in Sundays last week, especially when that boy fucking Aaron Jones and Jerry Jeudy stunk it up on me. I was like, bro, fuck, bro.
Literally, my whole team fucking like just shit the bed. It was. Really
I didn't
crazy.
like want to watch that shit, bro. And I like peeked at the shit like in the third quarter, bro. And I was like, damn, bro, this dude got like 4 interceptions, bro. I was like, hold up.
That's what I'm saying. Like Lamar Jackson really crushed it. I thought I had a shot until Lamar Jackson came out there and shit the bed.
You did, bro. Because I mean, Lamar Jackson has a fucking 30, 40 point ceiling, bro.
That's all I needed too. All those running quarterbacks really didn't do good this week. Man.
I know, bro. That was crazy. It was him, Hurts, fucking Cam Newton, bro. Like they all stunk it up, bro. Yeah. I would say Jalen Hurts, bro. He should get the least amount of blame, bro, because that dude Jalen Reagor is the worst, bro. Like I don't understand what did they see in him? What did they see in him when they drafted him over Justin Jefferson, bro?
That's crazy.
When you think right now.
When you go back into the fucking draft and see like all the people that were drafted like after like these guys that went super duper
gross, bro. That's gross, but well, you'll get your chance at redemption because we got a fucking blockbuster heavyweight matchup in our other fucking in our dynasty league, bro. Where we're fighting for that division, that first round bye, bro.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Family Matters. Family Matters too. I think if I lose,
kick me out the playoffs. We got a couple goddamn.
Yeah. If I lose this week, you gonna kick me out the playoffs. So, but motherfuckers making hella crazy trade offers, man. It always get crazy around this time. Motherfuckers start seeing wild ass trades. Motherfuckers let the first round picks go. Yeah, for sure.
A whole fucking team for a player, bro. So yeah, this is the time, especially if you're not in the playoffs, bro. This is the time to like load up for next year, bro, because it's gonna be motherfuckers trying to shore up that playoff run, bro, and
you're willing to pay crazy prices right now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Guilty.
One of them.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I'd do anything for the 600 Christmas money. Let's go ahead and give a moment of silence out to all the black kings and queens out there. Is it somebody got found guilty or not guilty or something?
Casey.
Ahmaud Arbery. Yeah. He's one of the leagues in the session takeover. Is it this year or maybe last year? Anyway, we shouted him out. So I think it was last year.
Yeah, it might have been last year.
So we just want to give a special moment of silence out to his family, everybody that got out there with that. Yeah, man. Slowly but surely. It's Dolph. It's still Dolph season. We back.
You feel me?
Hey, and for all the viewers and listeners out there, man, let's just bear with Gabe. He's out of town right now, so he doesn't have his normal setup, bro. He doesn't sound the same. Got to applaud
sound different.
Even showing up tonight because
live from a chip.
You know what I mean? He said he's still gonna get the job done, bro. Even though he don't sound.
I ain't have my medicine. I'm real irritable right now. It's really crazy.
Man, you got your medicine, bro?
Oh man, no, I don't know. Am I the only person that when you don't have your medicine, like I'll turn into like a real bitch.
I think that's a normal thing.
Yeah,
you're different.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to hear none of that shit. I'm not trying to play these games. I'm not trying to listen. Where is it at?
Yeah, for real, bro. That's just the worst going out of town, bro. For that reason, that's why I hate going out of town, bro.
And I got like a 3.5, so I thought I was gonna have another. Nope.
Yeah. Oh, it is what it is.
It is what it is, though. Come back tomorrow. Y'all ready to get into the episode? We're trying to hurry up and watch the game, so let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and skip Thursday night football because today's Thursday. So if you don't know who you're gonna put in the lineup already, you probably don't know. But if you are listening, I wouldn't start Trevor Simeon. Not Trevor Simeon. Are you starting Tyson Hill? Tyson Hill?
I am. I mean, we're playing.
If you have no choice,
super flex. And one QB leagues is a little more. It's a little tougher because he's not gonna have literally nobody out there. Mm-hmm. You're just hoping that he can like get you some points with his legs. So that's the only way I would do it. Depending on your other options, that's really it. Like he's not a must start. I'll just say that.
Let's pour some liquor out for my boy CMC too, man. For all the team, not for him, fuck him. Let's pour some liquor out for the CMC owners, bro. Fuck him.
Let's pour some out for just the
right. He played. How many games has he played this year, bro? 3 fucking 4 games.
How about in the last 2 seasons? How many games he done played?
Something like that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's definitely gonna be some changes coming next year, bro. He's not gonna be no 90%.
He might be a second round pick, bro. He might be like, you know how like Zeke fell. Like I think we're gonna see like something like that.
I'll take that chance and scoop him in a second.
If I'm under the impression that they're gonna limit his snaps, bro, I would definitely take him like late, like mid first round, like 6, 7, 8, or somewhere around there. But yeah, it's not going to be the same CMC. But at the end of the day, bro, a 60% snap CMC is better than a lot of these other running backs, bro. They just have to manage that health, bro.
We'll get to his replacements or whatever like that once we get to the Panthers game. I'm sure we'll talk about who we want to start, et cetera.
Yeah, next week.
For now, we're going to start off. Let's start the episode off. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and skip Sundays. Not Sundays, but Thursday night football. We're going to go ahead and start with Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans. You got a line for that?
Last time I had it was Indianapolis -9, and it's 45.5 point over-under.
All right, I like it. Carson Wentz has been on fire. It's a 10-point. It's 10 Colts 10-point favorites now. So
I did it like Wednesday or some shit.
Carson Wentz has been playing out of his mind. He's been going bonkers. I know we all had a lot of doubt about him growing onto it, but how do you feel about him against this Houston team? Houston defense has been kind of stepping up lately. They're not as much of a cupcake. They you know how we used to start everybody against them, but now it's like,
but you still get up on them because their offense ain't doing much, so you're going to have the football a lot. And, Wentz bounced back last week, scoring 20 points, and he should continue against Houston, who are allowing the 7 most points to quarterbacks. Jonathan Taylor is a must start. He is running back number 1 at the moment.
Yes, sir.
They got Michael Pittman. He is worth the start against Houston, who are allowing 35 points to the whole wide receiver group each week. Even with a decent matchup, Pittman is still worth the wide receiver 3 flex due to his number of targets. It has been volatile lately, and the game script may not support his usage or need him in the game. So I will look at him as like a wide receiver flex play because of that. Jack Doyle, he had a best game of the year last week. He caught 6 or 7 targets for 81 yards and a touchdown. He should be picked up in most leagues, but just for a stash if you need. He has a great matchup this week as Houston is allowing the 4th most points to tight ends. But like I said, this may get out of hand early, and it may be game script, so you really can't you can't really trust any of the receiving options. So I just got him down as like a stash, and then next week just see if you get a similar usage this week, and we'll see what's going on. Because the dude was still going through like a knee injury this week, so you know how it is with Jack Doyle.
Rules.
He still went crazy last week though, but I like it.
I heard. I don't know if y'all watch the Hard Knocks in season series. Like this, I want to say this is the first year they did it like during the season. It's usually.
I thought they were doing that shit from like a long time ago. I was like, why am I fucking watching this?
Nah, bro. This is.
That's fire. That's fire.
And it was a play where Jack Doyle scored last week, and Mo Ali Cox came to him. He was like, bro, I literally been running that same play for the past 5 weeks, bro. Right when you run it, you get the touchdown. And I'm just like, bro, like, god damn, bro. Mo Ali Cox can't catch a break, bro.
Well, like you said, Doyle rules. So, listen in what Carlos says, stash the guy. If he run that same route, he get the same love again, man. I might be starting looking at.
Yeah, he coming alive for sure.
On to the other side of the football, Tyrant Taylor. He had a great matchup last week and only scored 15 points. This week, he has another great matchup against the Colts, who are allowing the 8th most points to quarterbacks. Taylor is still like a sit in quarterback 1 leagues, but in quarterback 2 leagues, you can throw him out there. He's more of a French starter, even with a good matchup. Looked like he had some little rush on him ever since he's came back from the injury. But his rushing floor will keep you in the game, so you can pretty much start him in quarterback 2 leagues. Brandon Cooks is a must start due to the volume, of course. Hopefully his quarterback play gets better this week so he can have a better output in fantasy. But I still have him as a wide receiver 3 flex play option this week. And, of course, you're not starting anybody else on that team.
What about Sexy Rexy, man? I heard a lot of people was on the Sexy Rexy train. Carlos just picked him up before the episode started.
I don't mind Sexy Rexy, man. If you're in a pinch in deep leagues, you need about 5 to 7 points. Even with DJ, you need about 5 to 7 points. There are decent plays in deep leagues with everybody that are hurt now. So, yeah, I got Rex in the league. I'm playing them. We got like 2 flex positions or something like that, and I'm playing them in there. So, if you're looking for 5 to 7 points, Rex or DJ is a decent look for sure.
And that's really the reason why I picked him up too. Is DJ been missing practice? He missed like the last 2 days of practice. So, Phillip Lindsay is gone, Mark Ingram's gone. So, I mean, it's ugly, but he might just be the only guy getting touches back there this week. So, just a volume play if I do play him.
Yeah, he's gonna get the volume. But yeah, that's how I feel about Sexy Rexy too. At this point, it's like really just put any running back in the lineup that you can that's not hurt.
For real, bro. It's anybody with a pulse.
I think you remember how I said earlier this year, like this is the craziest year for like motherfuckers not scoring or motherfuckers getting hurt. I was like, I don't know, maybe just your team. Look, bro, I feel like if you have went this whole season without like not being majorly affected by injuries, like your team either 1 sucks or 2 like you got like blessed by the fantasy guys.
12-0 right now.
Yeah, like that's crazy. It's really ridiculous.
Ain't no getting away.
You got anything else in that game?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, on to the next game. We got the 6.5 point Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Jets. I don't think it's in the newer line. 6.5 points right now. That's what I got again. So yeah, we already mentioned about over under 45 points. We talked about Jalen Hurts being a good start, of course, with the Konami code running back cheat code that he got going on, and Jalen Rager pretty much ruining his fantasy day. You know what I'm saying? He would have had another Jalen Hurts fantasy day if he would have if Jalen Rager would have been a competent wide receiver. But he did have his worst fantasy week, only scoring 6 points. He did throw 3 interceptions. He did still rush a lot, so you know what I'm saying? That's always going to be there. Since week 9, the Jets have allowed the 6th most fantasy points to the quarterback position. This is mostly due to people throwing the ball against them, but I still like Jalen Hurts as a starter this week. Miles Sanders left the game with an ankle injury, but before he left the game, he was 9 carries for 64 yards, averaging 7.1 yard a carry. So if he does play, I do like him. He still ranks among top 15 over the last 2 weeks in breakaway percentage among running backs. I know a lot of people are not giving Miles Sanders any love, but I do like him. But if he doesn't start, Boston Scott, I think, is a prime candidate to be a sneaky play this week. Played a season high 51% of the snaps with Miles Sanders missing the second half of the Sunday's game, and Jordan Howard is expected to be out with that knee injury still. So I do like Boston Scott. I think I like Boston Scott regardless. He had 72 yards on 17 touches, and he found the end zone. How y'all feel about Boston Scott?
I'll just say this. I got this from JJ Zacharyson, and he said a stat where the Jets are so bad against the run, they're allowing 10 points more than a team's running back averages. So, for example, the Eagles are averaging 24.5 points a game as a team in the last 5 weeks. So, on average, they're going to give up 34 points to the team's running backs, bro. So I love the Eagles running backs this week. Both of them, like you said, even if Miles Sanders does play, I still like Boston Scott as a flex player.
A couple of fringe plays I got on that Eagles side of the ball. I got Dallas Goddard. Now with 2 stinkers in the last 3 weeks, he ended up with 3 targets last week, only catching 1 for 0 yards. He's still second on the team in targets, even though there's only a little bit of them out there because Jalen Hurts just doesn't throw the ball. The Jets have allowed 200 yards and 2 touchdowns to the tight end position since week 9. I feel like I'm nervous about putting him in my lineup, especially like with the playoffs, all the whatever, however you say that word.
Implications.
There we go. With all the implications, how you feel about Dallas Goddard? I mean, that tight end landscape is not really too many options that you can like feel comfortable starting over him without feeling like I'm pushing it. But yeah, I wouldn't force him out my lineup.
Like we've seen Gesicki get 0 points. We've seen T.J. Hawkinson have a 0 point game. Kyle Pitts is out here averaging 5 points a game, bro. Like it's what are you gonna sit him for? So
no matter how ugly it gets, he's still the second receiving option on the team. So you got to roll him out there. And like you said, the landscape and tight end is so ugly. Yeah, just throw him. You still got to throw him out.
You got to hold your nose and hope for the best.
Hit submit.
Right, you done made it this far, so
you still been winning with the fucking 0 points on your team. So why not just fucking keep the 0 points rolling, baby? Devonta Smith, after 4 straight weeks with at least 6 targets, he only saw 4 in the loss on Sunday for 22 yards. He has only 3 games this season under 6 targets, even though it doesn't really look like that because he doesn't really be efficient with the yards, I guess. He is 5th this year among wide receivers with 20-plus yard target plays. I was surprised to see that. The problem is just the efficiency. He's only caught 33% of those 20-plus target plays. So I don't think it's all his fault. I think it's more of Jalen Hurts' issue. But I think, with a first-year wide receiver, I feel like he's definitely primed for that year 2 breakout candidate. But I wouldn't force him in my lineup this week. That's all I got him as a fringe player. Just with the lack of how much the ball should be thrown. And I mean, the Jets are allowing a lot of points to the wide receiver position, but I don't know. You're risking it. Risk it, biscuit.
I don't mind it's like a flex play, because the upside could be there for big plays in this game for this offense. So I don't mind him as a flex play.
And after last week, I think he can expect every single target to come his way. Rager's not seeing no more targets. So.
Right. You tired? Well, we about to drop a play for the slot. We need you to slide, and we're going to bump Rager to the outside. Bro. Okay, get in. I don't care if you're tired. Run around at 50%.
Emmanuel Sanders or Devonta Smith?
Smith.
I might go.
Emmanuel Sanders ain't been doing shit.
Right.
He done quieted up.
I'm gonna go Smith. He gonna get more.
Tim Patrick or Smith?
I'm gonna go Smith. He gonna get more opportunities.
One last one. Smith or like Hunter Renfrow is always gonna be Hunter Renfrow. That's too easy.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll think of another one as we keep going. But so that's all I got for the Eagles. Of course, we're gonna sit Kenneth Gainwell. He got a couple touches with Miles Sanders being out, but nothing to trust. On the other side of the ball, we got the Jets. Starters for the Jets. I got Elijah Moore. I do like him a lot. He didn't find the end zone for the first time in 4 weeks last week, but he still had 8 targets, caught 4 of them for 46 yards. The targets he has seen there has been a positive, a highlight for the young rookie. He has only had less than 8 targets once since week 9. Philly is giving up the seventh fewest fantasy points to the wide receiver position in that time span, but he's being targeted 23% of the target share in that offense. So I do like him, especially with Corey Davis in or out. Corey Davis, if he does play, he hasn't seen less than 7 targets, or he has only had less than 7 targets twice. And they'll be playing from behind a lot, so I do think they'll throw the ball a lot. I do like him and his PPR value. But they haven't came out with the full report on if he's gonna play or not. So just keep your eyes on that.
Corey Davis. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about more this week just because of the matchup. Like over the last 5 weeks, 3rd fewest points to receivers, and then is Zach Wilson gonna go out there again? Because I feel like he's the reason why he broke the streak for Moore, bro. He's just not it right now, bro. So.
And I don't think Corey Davis has touched the field this week either. So
But if Corey Davis doesn't play, I still don't really like Jamison Crowder. Disappointed with only one target last week. After being pretty consistent with the targets, always doing Jamison Crowder things. But he doesn't have a good matchup this week against Avonte Maddox, who PFF has graded as a 78 among the year. He's like top 10 in slot corner coverage this year. So I don't like Jamison Crowder. Zach Wilson, we already talked about him. I don't like him. The running back combination of Tevin Coleman and Ty Johnson. Tevin Coleman led the backfield last week, 45% of the snaps, 18 touches, 70 yards. It was against the Texans. I expected a little bit more. The Eagles are allowing the sixth fewest fantasy points since week 9, and they've only allowed one touchdown on the ground in that time span. So I think that caps the ceiling on those running backs. Ty Johnson only saw 6 touches for 42 yards. Now 2 weeks in a row where he's only had one target. Where he used to be like the target machine when him and Michael Carter was back there, when of course Zach Wilson wasn't. Philly is allowing the second fewest receiving yards to the running back position since week 9, so I think you could sit both of those guys, even though how the landscape looks with running backs. I would pivot somewhere else. I like Matt Burrito over those guys, even like.
They're about the same. Matt just been efficient on like 5 touches per game. No, I think he got more than 5 last game, but yeah. Matt's just been efficient.
Yeah, if I had to choose one, I would probably prefer Ty Johnson this week just because of game script projection. They're expected to be playing from behind, and I think that's why Tevin Coleman outtouched them last week, was because they were beating the Texans pretty much the whole game. So it's just gonna be game script dependent with those guys.
Yeah, I would go. I like Ty Johnson just because he has a little bit more, like you said, that catching upside. So that's who I would go if I had to choose one.
Yeah.
But that's all I got from that game.
All right.
On to the next game, we got the Dirty Birds, 11-point favorites at the Buccaneers.
No, we're not. We're not favorites.
We're 11-point underdogs. It's a 51-point over/under for the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? We still at home, so I think they just got it mixed up there, but whatever. Matt Ryan pretty much doesn't have anything if his name is not Cordell Patterson. So how do you feel about like that side of the ball going up against the Bucs? Matt Ryan played him good like early in the season. I think he had like 300 yards, and then he had those dumbass. If you didn't watch the game, like it said 2 interceptions, but it was like some bullshit. But if you know what I mean. But how you feel about him?
Don't like Matt Ryan, man. He just hasn't been giving us anything over the last 3 weeks. His finishes over that time span is 25, 30th, and 33rd. He's only finished top 12 at the quarterback position in 4 of his 11th game this year. So he just he just hasn't shown us enough for me to feel comfortable starting him in 1 QB leagues. And that's with a great matchup against the Bucs. They're allowing the 10th most points to quarterbacks over the last 5 weeks. But I mean, his finishes over the last 3 weeks don't give me confidence at all for that, man. So I'm sitting Matt Ryan in 1 QB leagues, not thinking twice about it. Obvious starts, of course, you're starting Cordell Patterson, man. That this dude does everything, bro. Like, we just got a report that he was freaking listed as the backup safety on a goddamn team, bro. So this dude is literally out here.
And played one play at safety last week.
Quick question. We got a quick question before the Thursday night game, so I don't mean to interrupt you. So somebody's trying to put Amari Cooper in their lineup. Basically, they have Van Jefferson, Hollywood, Claypool, and Goddard in the flex. So I would move Goddard out the flex and put Goddard at my tight end over Kyle Pitts at this point, I think. I think he has a easy. What you think? It's about the same. But would you try to force Amari Cooper in your lineup with those guys? Only person I see.
I'd probably start him over Goddard.
That's what I was saying. I would start him over Goddard in the flex.
Yeah. And it's just, I know that the reports came out about him being like on a limited snap count, but I feel like what that means is he's just not going to be on running plays. Like he'll be on the passing plays and shit. So, that's what I would personally do. I would take out Goddard and put in Cooper. But make sure you don't put him in the flex. Put him in your receiver position.
Yeah.
But back to that. So you're starting Cordell Patterson, obviously. Kyle Pitts, man, we just got done talking about him. Hasn't been pretty for him, especially over the last 5 weeks, only averaging 5 half PPR points, and is the tight end 23 in that span, which is gross. And what's even more gross is he hasn't seen one red zone target since week 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like, How is this possible, bro? This is one of your best playmakers, one of your two best playmakers on the field right now.
That is all.
It's so weird. Like I heard this before.
It's so weird. But I say all that to say I'm still starting him due to the landscape at the position. And he has shown us a glimpse of his upside. So, I mean, hopefully they can put it together this week. It is a 50.5 point over-under. So, it is going to be points scored. But I'm tempering expectations. And another thing for him is Tampa Bay has allowed the 12th most points to the position over the last 5 weeks. So, he does have a favorable matchup this week. But just temper expectations because they're just not scheming him the ball like he should be. Like, he should be a read on every freaking play, and it's not happening.
I mean, they be looking at him. He just be covered by. They be covering him now by the best player because they don't have nobody else to stop. You know what I mean? So
they don't motion at all, though, bro. That's just so weird. You give a defense the chance.
This is not a Falcon pot. I don't need this.
Yeah, I know, bro. But goddamn, man.
I don't need. This is why I don't. This is why I don't talk about Falcons game. When we do the lineup, I make sure I look at it and be like, which games I'm gonna skip the Falcons.
But this was the easiest. This was the easiest game to write up because of the other side.
I just don't want to
Tom Brady.
Everybody.
You're starting Leonard Fournette. You're starting Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, and that's it, bro. Like they have.
Would you trade?
What happened to AB though, Carlos?
Dog, AB is a fool.
AB out here doing AB shit, boy.
Dog, that is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
With a fake vaccination card, bro. Come on, man.
But you remember a couple weeks ago? You remember a couple weeks ago they came out and said they verified all of the yeah. That's bro.
Sure. We'll let us verify that shit, bro.
Yeah,
it sound good.
He should just sport the Aaron Rodgers shit and just say he was immunized. You know, like, why? You didn't have to show the fake card, bro.
This dude's already on thin ice, bro. And you're
fucking out here. Aaron Rodgers got COVID foot, and everybody is just acting like it didn't happen. Yeah. But literally, his whole foot is hurting from whatever the COVID foot. Whatever.
Nah, he had a fractured toe, bro. He explained that shit. Did you see when he put his freaking foot up to the camera, bro? Like, come on,
bro. I don't want to see your
foot, bro. Aaron Rodgers is wild, bro. That dude.
And that's how you know, like, your shit don't stink, bro. Like, when you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, you don't get
put up on national TV.
He changed his profile picture and everything to that shit, bro. Like, come on.
He's an ultimate troll. I love it.
But yeah, you're starting all those guys. Fournette coming off that historic ass 40-point game, bro. It definitely brought down everybody else on the team. Like he took all the touchdowns, but that's going to be in the outcome. I mean, that's going to be in the realm of possibilities, with them. But
the Falcons,
I think I'm still starting the rest of these guys too because it's not going to be like that every week. So start them all.
Just to gauge it right quick, would you trade a first and Calvin Ridley for, let's say, a Godwin?
I want to. If I can get a second back, if I can get a second back, I'd do it. If I can get like Godwin and a second back or something, maybe. But that's about it. Right.
If I needed a receiver, I'm in the playoffs, bro, and I do need a receiver. I would probably do that shit, bro. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's
not bad.
I mean, you're. I mean, that's a big
Calvin really can't do you no good right now on your bench.
Exactly.
He ain't. It's hard, bro. But I feel like you just. I don't know. Unless your team is Godwin away from winning the ship, then yeah, of course. But if you just getting Godwin just to try to compete and you still don't have a clear path to win the ship, then I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I gotta be winning the ship to trade Calvin Ridley in the first.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll see. That's what I'm facing right now. One of my dilemmas. I got one of them trades in my inbox. That's it from that game, huh?
Yep. Easy peasy.
On to the next game. We got the 7-point favorite Vikings at the Lions with an over/under of 47 points. So Vegas expected to be a pretty high-scoring game. Alexander Madison, of course, is the starter with Dalvin Cook out. Of course, you're starting him. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, you rocking with them. Fringe starters I got for the week is Kirk Cousins. He has been on a tear, but he threw his first interception since week 5, and that interception was against the Lions. In their first meeting, he only had 275 yards and 1 touchdown, and they held him to 13 fantasy points. The Lions do rank 12th in fantasy points allowed, and fewest fantasy points allowed to the quarterback since week 9. So we could see another low-scoring division matchup here. I still think you stream not Kyle Pitts, but Kirk Cousins, you know what I mean, and 2 QB leagues for sure. But in 1 QB leagues, I think about it. Sits, I got Tyler Conklin. I've been waiting to sit him for a long time. I really just didn't like him. How everybody jumped on his bandwagon. He has only 6 targets in the last 2 games combined, and he is the only tight end. He has only had 1 tight end 1 week, and that was that week 3 performance that he had that everybody went crazy over. The Lions are allowing the 8th most fantasy points to the tight end over the last 4 weeks, but the targets have to be there for me to trust him, and they're just not there for Conklin right now. So I got him as a sit. On the other side of the ball, we got T.J. Hawkinson, reached the end zone last week for the first time since week 2. That's all good. I think I came out and said, damn, is he even playing football anymore? And then he came out and scored for me. So that's the key.
He showed you.
Yeah, shit, show me again. You're on my team. The Vikings opponents have targeted the tight ends. Vikings opponents haven't targeted the tight ends as of late, but you still start your studs. I like him. Jared Goff had an okay game, but nothing fantasy worthy. Vegas is expecting it to be a decent scoring game, so they're going to have to keep up. The Vikings have allowed the 2nd most fantasy points to the quarterback position since week 9. So if you're in the pinch and you're chasing points, I do like him as a streamer.
All right, so real quick. Jared Goff or the rookie down there in Jacksonville?
I like Jared Goff.
That's so ugly.
Yeah, that's ugly. I think I like Jared Goff. He be like sometimes Trevor Lawrence. I just think he don't have a good team around him.
He don't, and he played the Rams. So I'm like, I'm in a position. Like, do I just throw Jared Goff out there?
I think I would throw Jared Goff out there.
Yeah,
the matchup permits. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But he played good the first time. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I guess, man. I'll probably it's ugly, but yeah, I'll probably go there too.
All right, my bad. You can go ahead, Gabe.
Jamal Williams with Swift expected to be out. I like him. He looked good, 20 touches, 70 yards in his replacement role last week. The only other person that I would think about starting is the first starter for me, Josh Reynolds, who played with Goff and seemed to pick up some of that chemistry. He had 5 targets last week, leading all wide receivers, catching 3 of them for 70 yards, and he did find the end zone. The Vikings are allowing the most fantasy points to the wide receiver position over the last 4 weeks. So I think he's a safe play. Well, not safe. Nothing is safe in this Lions offense, but I think it's an okay play. I like him over the Khalifa Ravens and the Amon-Ra Browns and all that.
Yeah, he's a sneaky play. I was looking at him too.
Sneaky snake. Yeah, I seen you fucking put him in the DFS lineup last week.
Oh yeah.
I said, only fucking Carlos.
Still lost. All the fucking injuries, man. Waller.
Oh, that shit was
God
crazy.
damn it.
We didn't even talk about it. Well, we'll wait till the Friday episode so we can just run through all the injuries out there. That's all I got from this game. Y'all got anything else? I missed anything?
Nope.
Let's see. So on to the next game. Is this the last game?
We skipped New York Giants and Miami.
Yeah, my bad.
So we got to do that, and then the Chargers in Cincinnati.
New York Jets. The New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. Let's see, we got an over under. The Giants are 4-point underdogs. Tua and Jalen Waddle. I was talking to Troy about this the other day. I think Jalen Waddle has put himself in that 3rd, 4th round conversation, you know what I'm saying, amongst wide receivers next year in redraft leagues, of course. But how y'all feel about that combination out there? How y'all feel fair this week?
I dig it. Look like that's going to be the future out there in Miami. And if you're a Miami fan, you should be loving it. You know, even though you've been trying to dog Tua, but I'm like, what are you talking about? He's been a decent quarterback, putting up decent numbers every game he played with a horrible offensive line and not many weapons. So what you want the guy to do. So I'm excited to see what they can do moving forward. And in week 13, Tua, he has a safe floor, but has yet to go over 18 points since week 7 against Atlanta. And Atlanta got that cupcake defense, call them Willy Wonka factory here, you talking about. But Tua hasn't he has been without wide receivers. Parker and Fuller, his options Parker may come back. Fuller is still not practicing. So that may be good. But the Giants are allowing the 7 field points to quarterbacks. There are better options in QB1 leagues. But in QB2 leagues, he's still a safe play because of his floor. Miles Gaskins has scored at least 12 points in 4 of his last 6 games, while seeing at least 15 touches in each game in that stretch.
He broke the curse.
Right. With this usage, he is a decent running back to play each week, and the Giants are allowing the 6th most points to running backs, so you fire him up. Like I said earlier, Fuller is out. There's no update on Parker yet, but if he plays, he is a must start in the flex. He has averaged 9 targets per game played for at least 40 yards in each. As we mentioned, Waddle has been a target hog and a must start each week. This week, the matchup is not easy against the Giants as they're allowing the 14th fewest points to wide receivers, but volume is there for that young fella. He's even running the ball in at the goal line. Mike Gesicki has been a ghost, so we're not even going to mention him. On to the other side of the football, we got Danny No Dimes Jones is expected to miss Sunday game, so Mike Glennon will start. The Dolphins are middle in the pack 2 quarterbacks, but have been playing decent lately. Sit Glennon. Shaquan Barkley, the coach, has came out and said they would run the offense through Barkley down the stretch. With this news, he is a must start in all leagues. Like you've been sitting him anyway, right? So he's viewed as a high-end running back too due to the horrible offense and a tough matchup against the Dolphins, who are allowing the 7 fewest points this week to running backs.
The least amount over the last 5 weeks too.
All the wide receivers on this team, Kenny Goddard, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard. I don't even think Kadarius Toney is practicing Sterling Shepard. They're all desperate flex plays. Even with the Dolphins allowing the 3rd most points to wide receivers, there just haven't been much upside in this offense. And the quarterback play has been shaky, and now they have Glennon. The offense has not gone over 270 passing yards once this year, and they only have 11 passing touchdowns. So just stay away from the receiving options because there's no way Golladay should be scoring like 4 points. Like it's horrible, bro. It's like no upside there. So they're not safe plays right now, especially for people trying to get in the playoffs. So I hope you don't have to start nobody from there, but that's pretty much all I got from that game. If y'all want to add something.
Saquon to the moon. Let's go.
That's it.
Yeah, he might do better this week too because you don't have to worry about the rushing from because rushing quarterback kind of has a negative correlation to the running back. They're not going to dump off as much, so him having a pocket quarterback in Glennon might help him out this week. So.
Never mind, but Cash Stylist, Fed Schultz or fire Muth? Fire off.
The Muth is the Muth.
Yo, it was good. Subscribe,
good,
like,
Cash, and make sure you subscribe and like, bro. We appreciate you for swinging through. I like who Denver playing?
Schultz. I like
Schultz. Schultz played tonight against New Orleans. I think I like Pat. He's been targeting the red zone a lot. But I think I'm going up that game. I think he has a great matchup this week. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Let me get the Pat.
I like Fireman.
Yeah, he scored 5. Yeah, Pat scored 5 TDs in the last 5 games, and he's averaging around 6.6 targets per game. He's been Big Ben's favorite red zone target. And he plays the Ravens, who are allowing the 7 most points to tight ends. So Pat basically has the most upside right there. Fant's safe too, but
they are pretty much safe.
They are pretty much.
I like
when in doubt, Thursday's out. Yeah,
I like Schultz the least with everybody, all the receiving options back now.
Everybody back, yeah. Just to see how
it's close for me between Schultz and the Muth, but yeah, I would go with Schultz personally. It's super close though.
Super close. Yep. Y'all got anything else? So where we at?
Chargers and Cincinnati to wrap it up.
Oh yeah, man, we finally made it to the last game. You know what I mean? Hopefully, everybody got time to go watch some Thursday night football. We got
Yes,
the
sir.
Chargers. What did you say it was?
The Chargers and the
Chargers.
Bengals.
The Chargers
Yeah.
at the Bengals. The Bengals 3-point favorite. Joe Burrow and the team came out there and dominated last week. They fucking beat the shit out of the Steelers. How you feel about Joey Dollars?
Definitely starting him, man. He's been rushing a lot more lately too, so that's been helping out his floor. So definitely gonna start him every week. Eckler, stud, starting him. Keenan Allen, definitely starting him. He's like third in targets, I want to say, among receivers, and he is due for some touchdown regression. I just quoting JJ Zacharyson again. He's saying that with his yardage, he should have like 5.5 touchdowns right now, and he only has 2. So touchdown regression should be coming for him. So just keep on rolling him out there. Mike Williams, man, this guy.
Jesus.
I know, man. So over the last 5 weeks, Bengals are allowing the 10th fewest points to receivers. So he has a down matchup this week, only allowing 2 touchdowns to receivers also in that span. His primary matchup will be against Awuzie, who has a PFF grade of 76 and only allowing a 54 catch rate. Has a little better matchup with Eli Apple, who has a PFF grade of 54, so he'll split his time on the left and right between those two guys. And then he just hasn't been producing at the level we've seen at the start of the year. In weeks 1 through 6, he averaged 9 targets, 83 yards, 17 half PPR points per game, and was the wide receiver 6. This is important. His ADOT was 12.4 in that span. And weeks 8 through 12, 5 targets, 49 yards, 8 half PPR points per game, and is the wide receiver 33, and only has an ADOT of 9.3. So I think that's what the biggest difference in between the beginning of the year and right now, because they're not going down the field like they were in the beginning of the year. They're playing that intermediate short passing, and it sucks because Charger or Justin Herbert, he's 23rd in deep attempts, which is 20 plus yards down the field, but he's 7th in deep passing grade, 7th in adjusted completion percentage, has the second highest deep passer rating according to PFF. So they have one of the best deep passers in the league. They're just refusing to use them like that. So I feel like that's affecting Mike Williams. So he was like a must start in the beginning of the year. I feel like he's more like a wide receiver 3, back end wide receiver 2. So still starting him.
Touchdown at this point.
Yeah, I'm still starting him, but just tempering expectations because it's not about what we think, it's about what the coaches think, and they refuse to go down the field like that and cater to his strength, and he's just going to keep producing like he's been doing. So that's how I feel about him. Fringe play, I got Jared Cook. He's one of my favorite streamers this week. The Bengals are allowing the second most points to tight ends over the last 5 weeks. They're allowing the 7 most yards and tied for second most touchdowns allowed with 4 in that span. So Cook isn't seeing a ton of volume, but he's tied for 4th in end zone targets. So that combo is perfect with them allowing the second most touchdowns, the Bengals, and him being so heavily targeted in the end zone. So I think he has a goodest chance as anybody to find the end zone this week. So if you're looking for a streamer, I think Jared Cook is one of the top options. And I just realized you said Joey. You thought I was gonna start with Bengals. My fault, bro. I was like, "Damn, wait." You said Joe, bro. I'm tripping. But yeah, so that's all I got for the Chargers. On the other side of the ball, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, they are the obvious starter. Even though Jamar Chase has kind of been coming back down to earth.
All that shit they were talking about on Joe.
Yeah,
they've been cooking all season. And I heard he up there top 5 in running back usage too.
Joe Mixon, he's been beast. I mean,
this
is what we've been wanting. All the truthers knew he was talented, but they just refused to use him like a workhorse. And he's finally seeing that usage, and he's performing like a lot of people thought. So it's great to see him finally doing that. I wish I traded Shaquan Barkley instead of Mixon, bro. Fuck you. But yeah, whatever. T. Higgins is a start for me. Regression finally hit for him last week. Caught 6 of his 8 targets for 114 yards and a touchdown. And on the year, he has a 23% target share compared to 24% for Jamar Chase. So they've been seeing similar volume. It's just he wasn't getting the touchdowns, and we've seen that kind of even out with Chase kind of coming back to the mean, regressing to the mean. And
I was kind of worried about Chase. Chase, he was getting like more of like big plays than like chunk plays, and that was kind of worrying. And
and he was getting a lot of like those deep touchdowns too. And they like, I'm an analytics guy, so you had to know that shit wasn't going to continue. You're still starting him though, but I feel like with him regressing to the mean, that's allowing T. Higgins to also regress to the mean and find the pay dirt more than he was. So
T. Higgins.
Yeah, starting T. Higgins as a like a wide receiver 2 or 3, maybe back into high end 3. He'll play the majority of his snaps on the right side, so his primary matchup will be against Campbell, who has a PFF grade of 59, allowing a 75% catch rate. So he's definitely in the wide receiver 2 range for me this week. Fringe play, Joe Burrow. You're definitely starting him in Superflex League, but I don't think he's an automatic start in 1 QB leagues. Not worried about the matchup. I'm just not sure if we're going to get the Burrow that averaged 23 points from weeks 4 through 8 or the Burrow that averaged 12 points from 9 to 12. So Joe Mix is out here freaking balling, bro. And you add to the fact that the Chargers are a funnel defense. Like, you could run all over them. They want you to run over them, but they're going to try to stop the pass. So if they, if they take what the opponent gives them, then it should be another Joe Mixon game. And Joe Burrow should probably just be in that, fringe start territory for me. So, not a must start, but he is streamer worthy if you wanted to, if you ain't had no other options. So, and that's all I got. And Uzama is a sneaky play this week just because of the matchup. They are the Chargers are allowing the most touchdowns to tight ends over the last 5 weeks with 5. So, if you need another streamer play at tight end, then I think Uzama, or maybe like a DFS play, Uzama could be in the conversation. And that's it.
Let's get these last couple questions out of here then. A couple Thursday night questions. Callaway, Logan Thomas, Latavius Murray, or Goddard for my final flex position. Already starting Schultz in my tight end position. Don't really like playing 2 tight ends. Well, you don't want to talk to Carlos because he's playing 4. But playing 2 tight ends, but don't think I'm left with much of a choice here. Yeah, I think out of that, never on Thursdays. And Thursdays,
I like Logan Thomas. Yeah, those are 3 players that it's the tight ends that got the best.
Playing? They are playing.
They're playing the Raiders.
And the Raiders are tough on wide receivers for sure. And Logan Thomas is the second receiving options behind Terry Scary.
Yeah.
I'll go with. I would probably go with Logan Thomas. He could have had a good game. They overturned that touchdown last week in his first game back to the football team. So I like Logan Thomas.
So it's definitely Logan Thomas, Schultz, and Goddard are the 3 people that you're considering starting out of that bunch. But yeah.
I think one more question, then we out of here. Make sure you subscribe, Kilted. We appreciate the question. Make sure you like the podcast. Keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Help us out tremendously. Ray Gamer, man, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, my boy, Dawson Schultz versus the Saints tonight, or Logan Thomas versus the Raiders, or Dawson Knox possibly playing in snow and rain at home. I feel like I don't like Dawson Knox against the Patriots. Carlos likes Schultz.
I like Logan Thomas.
I like Logan Thomas.
Yeah, I probably like Logan Thomas there.
Mm-hmm. It's between Logan Thomas and Dawson Knox. I still Knox. I don't know him and the quarterback Josh Allen. They got some relationship or something. Yeah. He's been targeting him a lot, especially in the red zone. So
now that you mentioned that they are playing the Patriots, man, it could be a Emmanuel Sanders, Dawson Knox type of day. You know what I mean? Because I expect Stephon Diggs to be blanketed most of the game and probably try to be taken out of the game plan as much as possible. So
it could happen. But I mean, he has great options, besides Dawson Knox. I wouldn't just,
Oh, I missed that. It's a standard league, so we waiting for touchdowns and not PPR. So I probably would go Knox then.
I think I go probably.
I'm still going
Logan
Thomas.
I'm probably going Thomas. That's no rain. Yeah, I'm going Thomas.
The Patriots
Thomas
have been shut down again. They're allowing 4.3 points to tight ends over the last 5 weeks. That's so gross. Patriots been balling, boy.
Patriots been balling, boy. Shout out to Mac Jones, so Mac and Cheese, bro. My boy. He's coming through with the 20-point dime pieces now too.
Crazy.
I can't wait to see him like next year. You know what I'm saying? Fully take control of the offense. I'm really excited.
Facts.
That is all. Let me check any other. I think that's all we got, bro. I'm hungry. I need to find some medicine. Y'all ready? I think we out of here. Anything else?
People are like, what medicine is he taking? Oh my god!
If you're in the Pensacola area, let me know. But yeah, man. Without further ado, let me go ahead and find the outro.
Peace.
We out.
Fantasy, it's session.